Every city got a history of their gangsters, thugs, mobsters. Every urban city, should I say, in America. But let me tell you something about Philly. Something about Philly niggas. You know what I mean? Back in the 60s, we had the old black mafia. You know what I mean? The old black mafia was the name that the feds gave them. Them brothers was militant. And the things they did for the community was phenomenal. I'm talking about building schools. Them brothers was Muslim. They a lot of them I believe merged with like the Nation of Islam, things of that nature. And they created schools, taught people about discipline and just how to be men. As time went on, you had your street dudes. A lot of them dudes came from that, organization. Started doing their own little thing, started taking over blocks. But a lot of dudes, they don't want to talk about it. A lot of dudes, these old gangsters, niggas that been in jail 20 years, 30 years, you know what I mean? Them dudes will tell you, niggas had to pay homage. It was all about respect and doing for these kids. Niggas had to pay a toll, you know what I mean? Every week, you want to hustle out here, you want to get money out here, you gotta pay homage. You know what I mean? Pay that bread, or something gonna happen to you bad. You know what I mean? You gotta pay that bread so these kids can be able to walk the streets and have somewhere to go and learn. And these women can be safe out here. You know what I mean? In the midst of that, a lot of people lost their lives in the city because people ain't want to cooperate. Some people thought they was bigger than what they were. You know what I mean? Just got to do the history. See, in Philly, that mentality from the 60s triggered on to right now, today's time. That's why so many Muslims in the city. You know what I mean? Our city is predominantly, you know what I mean, a Muslim city. And that's why the brothers here are so militant. That's why it's like every man for themselves. You know what I mean? A lot of people probably look at us like, yo, Philly niggas like, yo, don't trust them niggas. They sneaks, this, that, and the third. Nah, we're not used to being Joe. You know what I mean? It's not about being mean. It's not about like we just don't we not used to being on the backs of other motherfuckers. You know what I mean? We used to going out and getting it from the mud, being militant, being men. That's how Philly niggas was brought up. We don't cooperate gangs like other cities. A lot of cities, they cooperate that shit. No disrespects to the Bloods or the Crips. Is then in third, even though it is Bloods and Crips in the city of Philadelphia, but overall, for the most part, you can go in any hood you want to go in. You ain't gonna have nobody talking about what set you claim, this, that, and the third. Niggas ain't going for that. A nigga might knock your head off just by asking them some shit, stupid shit like that. You know what I mean? Because we recognize and realize that that's a L.A. culture. You know what I mean? That's they shit. You know what I mean? Even though they traveled on and to New York and some East Coast cities, but Philly don't really tolerate the gang activity. We got blocks, we got crews, we got cliques, and a lot of motherfuckers. Even with that, you know what I mean? A lot of shit fell apart because even with the blocks and the crews and the cliques and shit like that, when shit goes on, they had that RICO law. Once that shit happened, a motherfucker from the block can make the whole block hot. Next thing you know, the whole block getting indicted, and everybody is, you know what I mean, sitting in jail, and everybody on the block don't even fuck with each other because you can have one block in Philly, and it's like two or three niggas that's crew, and right down the street you got a couple other motherfuckers that's crew that don't fuck with them niggas like that. It might not be no ongoing beef, like nobody dying, but niggas know who fuck with who. And in Philly, you know what I'm saying, you can be right next door to a millionaire and wouldn't even know it. You know what I mean? It's because that's how we was raised. We got to be low key. You can tell by how some of our celebrities move in the city. They don't look like or act like a motherfucking regular celebrity. You know how motherfuckers be walking around with big chains on and crazy cars and shit in their videos and shit like that. We might have nice shit. Don't get us wrong. We might have nice jewelry and shit like that, but it's just like low key, regular shit. You know what I mean? You could be right next door to a millionaire and would never know it, man, in Philadelphia. You know what I mean? I'm just giving y'all some insight on my city as I know it. You know what I mean? I ain't reached to be 37 years old for nothing, for being stupid. Know how to move through these streets. And I'll be 38 next week, you know, God willing. You know, I'm thankful. But yeah, like I was saying, like the city of brotherly love, I don't know where they got that name from or why they even made that a slogan for us, because you know what I mean, the love is gone. You know, don't get me wrong, it's a lot of good people in the city that show love. You know what I mean? The legends in the city, um, you know, that open businesses and, you know, shit like that, and provide jobs and shit for the youngins, people that, you know, need to work and feed their families. But as far as the whole city go as a whole, we're a very militant city. The women here don't take no shit. You know what I mean? We grew up blocks fighting blocks. You know what I mean? And you know, we just grew up rough. We had to grow up hard. And for the most part, like we just don't tolerate the gang shit. It's every man for theyself. If you coming to visit here, mind your fucking business. Whoever you roll with them. You keep it moving. You know what I mean? Mind your business. Don't talk to nobody you don't know. That's how you survive in Philly. You know what I mean? Like I said, every city got their history of gangsters and you know, mobsters and all that. We got our shit. Do y'all history. And the niggas you need to worry about is not so much the young niggas. You gotta worry about the older niggas that's still active. Niggas that did 20, 30 years that's coming home. That been home for a little bit. They the dudes you gotta worry about. You know what I'm saying? Especially if you getting money. You think you gonna get money out here and you know what I mean, you just gonna be that bull. It ain't nobody gonna just be that bull in the city of Philadelphia without getting tested, without getting some pressure put on you. You know what I mean? That's a fact. Trust me. You know what I mean? It ain't like these other cities. You know what I mean? I don't know what they do in other cities. Niggas think they could just be that ball and be that ball for years and years and years and all. In Philly, you get in, you get the fuck out. Some of us got lucky. Some people got lucky, made their money, got the fuck out the way. You know what I mean? But if you're gonna be active out here, you gotta be all the way active. Both feet in the game. Ain't no one foot in, one foot out. Cause niggas wanna test you. Trust me.